Hello? Oh, my camera is off as well. Ah. Hi, baby. Yay, I'm back. Okay, and I think the camera is also back. This. Woo! Alright, we got camera. We got camera, we got early, we got captions, we got voice. Hi, everyone. Alright, well, that was interesting. Good morning. Good morning, Starshines. The tech issues say hello. We might have to do some more ads. I don't know. Ad manager's being weird. Okay, ads are going. Let me just do a quick, sorry, everyone who is in ads, please hang tight. Okay. Well, since I'm already here, I will talk to the people who can hear me, because I hope that's at least a couple of you. But hi, everyone. Thank you, Toot, for putting up the toe beans information there. We are still raising money for toe beans. That fundraiser is going on the entire month of August. Look at this. Okay. Hang on. Look at this little stretchy paw. Look at that little stretchy paw. Is that not freaking adorable? Little stretchy paw. Okay. I'm all discombobulated now. Oh dear. Hey, golly. Oh no, and now my Discord appears to be having issues. See if I can just restart that. Okay. Well, let's see how today goes. But we're doing some cozy stitching today. I'm gonna put up the I'm gonna put up a poll in a second. I'm still waiting for the ads to run through. But how are you guys doing? How has your week been? It's been a whole week since the last time that I sat down and talked to you, which is, can't believe the week is just flown by. So yes, we have been doing the fundraiser for toe beans. We've had so much support. We've raised almost $200 in the first week, which is unreal, and thank you guys so much for doing that. I won't have the final numbers until after Marketplace at the end of the month, but it's already smashing success. You guys have just blown it out of the park. We are so grateful for all the support you've shown, and I will continue to talk about it. I'm sure I will. I just realized that I don't know if I have my little thing of cat stickers. Oh yes, I do. They're right there. Okay, good. Charlie's glad it's the weekend. I'm glad it's the weekend too, but I do kind of wish I was working a little bit this weekend. I don't know. I was going to talk about it later, but welcome back from ads, everybody. Hi. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but first of all, let's figure out what I'm stitching on. And then, because I can jaw about everything while I'm stitching. Holly, thank you so much! A resub from Holly! Thank you. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get you your sticker. Let me set up the poll first, because I can't decide what I want to stitch today. So I'm making you decide for me. Because it's a fun chat engagement thing, and in no way reflects my decision paralysis. So I'm going to do a poll here, and we're going to do a poll after the next 2 ad breaks as well. So I'm going to switch projects later in the stream. But you guys get to vote on which you would like me to stitch on. So here are the options. Like I said, I'm going to put up a poll. First up is Whimsical Quaker by Primrose Cottage, which is a new start for me, which I am super obsessed with. The Seed Broom Sisters, which is one of my designs. It's another of the Town of St. Skelly things. We've got the Cozy Cursed Quaker. Again, one of our designs that I am working on a shop sample for us for. We've got Moon Witch, which I started this for Moon's Birthday Sal, and I'm doing it all in like this blue conversion. We've got that one. Then the final option is my Insane 90s Wizard. If your eyes can't fully focus on this piece, that's okay. It kind of defies optical perception between the fabric, the stitching, and the grime guard that I've chosen to use. It's a lot visually. It's an attack on all of the senses, which is exactly how I wanted it. So, but look, his hand's all done and his sleeve's almost all done. So yeah, so there's the options. I'm gonna do a poll right now. This also functioned as a mini whip parade because that's all of my whips. So let's get that up and going, and then I will get Kali her sticker and talk a little bit more about toe beans. We're gonna do what stitch? All right, so let me know what you guys would like to see me, I said it right the first time, what you would like to see me stitch on for the next hour. And while that's running, let's pull out the community scrapbook. So we are running the fundraiser for toe beans. You can either donate, just a straight up donation, however much you'd like, in increments of $5 Canadian, or you can purchase the pattern. If you do either one, you'll get a sticker in our book. However, because I don't want to call people out for donating if they don't want to be called out, you have to let me know. And I know we've gotten a couple purchases that I don't have a name to, so if you did purchase or donate and you don't have a sticker, just let me know and I will get you your sticker right away. But we have to get a resub sticker for Kali. Thank you so much for the continued support. 11 months. Holy heckin' heck. Let's see. Just gonna shuffling up the stickers here. See what I can get. We got... Actually gonna go with this one. I don't know if you guys could hear Banks as she yelled. Banks! Banks is just walking around my desk yelling. Alright, so we're gonna go over here. We've got... I left out a pen so that I wouldn't have to go digging for a pen. Where did I put it? Here we go. This is... So you could, in theory, everyone, get up to 4 stickers this month in the book. But Kali, thank you so much for the resub. We so appreciate the support. And it's always good seeing your face. Honestly. you show up to almost every stream, and it's just really nice chill hanging out with you. So thank you so much for the continued support. We really appreciate it. But if you would like a sticker in this month's book, you can resub or tier bits or gift subs. It's normal ways. If you also donate to the fundraiser, you get a sticker, and if you buy the pattern, you get a sticker. Lady Geek, welcome in. Hello, hello. I was just talking about our scrapbook for the month. So yeah, so if you do purchase the pattern, let me know, and I will get you your little sticker. Also, you guys are telling me what I'm going to stitch on, so go up to the poll and let me know. But yeah, this is my book of stitches, my BOS. And I've started keeping the community scrapbook in there because I like having like all my happy stitchy stuff all together. For sure. I'm going to talk a little bit about that happy stitchy stuff in a second. I don't know what Binks is so upset about. She's just yelling. Are you mad because I'm talking to the people and not talking to you? Okay, she's gone. Just here to lurk. Lots to do today. Absolutely. No worries, we are pro lurker. Both mine and Toot streams, we like to be set up for lurkers. Just someone on in the background so you know you're not alone as you're going about your day. Alright, so the poll's almost up. Let's see who is... Oh, it's a three-way tie. It's a three-way tie. Alright, someone else please vote in the next 4 seconds. Or else I still have to choose. I still have to choose. Three-way tie, okay. So we're gonna go with Moon Witch, mainly because it was the top one on the stack out of those questions. But we'll run another... Amy said I tried. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. We're gonna run another poll after the next break. Well, what would you have voted for, Amy? Knowing you were the tiebreaker. Let's see. But hello. And the bot just popped up and reminded me, next weekend I'm going to be joined by Moonphased for our Saturday morning stitching, and then after... Okay, you were gonna vote for the Curse Quaker? Alright, so we'll do Curse Quaker then. So next Saturday is going to be our big fundraising stream, so please come by and check us out. 10 to 1 Eastern on my channel, and then we are immediately going over to hang out with Toot, who is going to be doing a unknown length of a played up stream. She's going to start a Cozy Cat Cafe and just play until the restaurant dies. So we don't know. It could be a couple of hours. It could be 6 hours. It could be into the next day. I don't think it's going to be, but it could be. So that's going to be so exciting. So that is next weekend. Seven days. Right. Now I gotta get set up for this. So I'm doing this one motif by motif. So right now I'm working on this little, it's a rainbow, but it's not like accurate rainbow colors because I'm only working with 4 colors. And the rainbow is actually only 3 colors, so interesting. So let me just quickly update project. Yeah, we got some BIMs. Toot says, what do Furbies need? Motif. Yes, they do need motif. And also less teeth, and also no teeth. Okay, so the project command should be updated. The project thumbnail is updated. If you need any information on the project that we're currently working on, feel free. But this is one of the one of our own designs, one of the Cozy GH originals. It was a Patreon exclusive piece in February, I believe. And it's going to be coming to the shop in October. And yeah, this is one that I really wanted to have exist in our house. So a little while ago I was craving a Quaker start. So I decided to start this one. I've just been working on it on and off. It's not my like shop sample stitching, which I try to keep a shop sample piece going at all times because there's a lot of shop stitching and I don't want it all to fall on Toot's shoulders. Although Toot is a frickin' machine. So this isn't my like official shop stitching. This is just personal stitching that also happens to be shop stitching. Amy says, I do love a good oatmeal bowl. Yes, we all should enjoy some Quaker in our diet. Although I was craving Quaker, so I started this, and then I ended up being given a Quaker pattern that I've been eyeing, and I ended up starting that one as well, which is the Whimsical Quaker. But I started that just a couple of days ago. Also, I believe that my Discord is frozen. So if anyone... Let me just see if I can restart that. I know sometimes people are trying to get in touch with me. Let's see if that works. Hopefully that doesn't crash the rest of stream. Oh, thank you for the coworker appreciation there. Alright, my Discord is working again. And thank you for the coworker appreciation. Oh, Early says no scritchy scratches. Early, would you like some treats? I have this little jar of treats and I keep forgetting that I can give them to Early. They're very stinky treats. Oh, I meant to give them to her on camera. Here you go. Okay. I don't like touching treats. Like touching cat treats. I often will pour them out instead of like handing them out. I realize that that's like a me thing. But yeah, we'll give Early some treats for being a good girl. Yeah. I cannot hear my... Okay, there we go. Wow, this stream is a little bit strange. That's okay. So, we've got our early treats. We've got our stitching. I've talked about the fundraiser. The fundraiser is pinned. Check that out. So how are you guys doing? How has your week been? Let me know one thing you did this week that you're really proud of. And it could be something really, really silly. Like, I will let you know, my thing that I did this week that I'm really proud of is I started my laundry on Thursday and it was washed and put away Friday morning. Like, that's a pretty impressive turnaround time for myself. And I was very, very happy with myself for that. Kelly finished Jenny's skirt and got halfway through the shirt. Nice! That's great. Did you decide which town your Jenny is from? Kali is talking, I believe, about their Officer Jenny cosplay from Pokemon. Oh, still undecided? Fair. And Toot is proud of the fact that they listened to their body and rested on Thursday. I'm very proud of you for that too. I know it is definitely not the easiest thing to do. Because I didn't know this until Kali brought it up, but apparently Officer Jenny's, like, hat changes depending on which town they're from. No idea. But yes, I was finishing my laundry yesterday during Toot's stream. Toot was streaming Hades 2, which is such an amazing game. And I was put away my laundry, and I put away the last of the laundry. I was like, hey, I did that laundry yesterday. That's really cool. I'm good at this. I have successfully adulted. You kind of want to do a Dragon Con Jenny. Oh, that would be cool. Like a Jenny whose jurisdiction is Dragon Con. Maybe like the logo for the dragon type. Dun dun dun. I really like that idea. That's very cool. I'm also really proud of what we've been doing with the fundraiser. It's gone really well this week, and I'm super proud of both Toot and myself for what we managed to accomplish already for them and what we're going to accomplish for them the rest of this month, which has been really good. I was getting really down on myself the last few days about my work as a designer, and I debated whether or not to bring this up on stream because I don't want to make anyone feel like I'm like fishing for compliments or fishing for reassurance or anything like that, but I also want to share at the same time. Like I like to share all the parts of being a designer, and this is one of the parts that I was struggling with this past week, was really struggling feeling like my designs were good. Like I had value as a designer. And I feel like this might be something that most designers encounter. Maybe not all of the time, and certainly not for me for all of the time. But it was something that I really was struggling with this past week, was seeing the value in our designs and seeing my own accomplishments as an artist and as a designer. Amy said, went and had fun at a drag showcase here in Montreal and couldn't get over and didn't get over and didn't get overwhelmed and have a panic flare up. That's awesome. That's so good. I know how hard that can be when you're not good with big events like that. When I was a kid, I would have panic attacks about church services being too large. Thanks. Get out of there. Sorry for the thumps, guys. Oh, thank you for pouring my coffee again. That's right, we went live again. And hey, Muffin, welcome in. But yeah, I used to get really bad anxiety over large church services. And somehow never like equated that to later in life getting really overwhelmed at crowds. But I'm really glad that you had a good time and didn't get overwhelmed and that you're able to enjoy the event. Alright, Charlie, thanks for dropping by. But yeah, and I was talking to Toot about this, and I think it was a combination of the pressure of marketplace, and just having to consistently put myself out there. And even though it isn't in competition with other designers, it feels like it's in competition with other designers. And I think that it could be because it's a completely new kind of like marketplace for us. Marketplace. Like we don't work in the print sphere. And for some reason it feels like there is for some reason it feels more like there is competition for people's business than there is in purely digital offerings. I don't know what it is. But that was really getting me down. And then I had a really rough I hit like an artist block during stream on Thursday. And that was really rough. So it was just like it was a conflagration, a clusterfuck of me getting down on myself over design stuff. But I talked it out with Toot yesterday, and I'm feeling a lot better today. And I think a big part of that is you guys in the community are absolutely amazing. You go feral over our designs, which I love to see. And yeah, you guys you're awesome, and you make me happy, and I want to keep designing for you guys, and I need to focus on that instead of trying to race to grow the business in a direction where people just aren't ready for us, or you know what, we're not everyone's vibe, and that's okay. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Amy, if you could just be mindful of, I mean, this is for everybody, be mindful of bringing up triggering topics, especially around loss, things like that. And Amy says, clusters happen, we regroup and take care of the knots. Yeah. And Muffin says, I love your designs for whatever that is worth. That is worth an awful lot, to be real honest. It really is. Toot says, racing like that leads to crash outs. Yes, and I think I was on the way to a crash out. Because it's hard. No, you're okay, Amy. Don't worry about it. It's hard running a line between what people want to see, like designing for what people want to see, designing what I want to design. And like you kind of have to balance those two. Like you can't just only design what other people want to see, and you can't only design what you want to see. So there is a bit of a balance, but at the same time, it's walking that balance can make you doubt yourself a lot. What was I doing? I was switching colors. So the so like that's kind of been my work headspace this past week, which hasn't been a productive work headspace, which hasn't been a fun work headspace. And now that I'm feeling better, I'm like, okay, now I want to do some work. And it's like, no, my weekends are my weekends off for a reason. But I did take most of yesterday off, so we'll see. Muffin says nobody else has designs like you. You have a unique voice and it speaks to me. Oh, I'm so glad, Muffin. I do feel like we have a really unique voice. And I feel like as Toot and I dial it in, it's really becoming more and more ours. Speaking of, however, thank you Toot for screenshotting that. Speaking of the Patreon, today, I think the post is going out in half an hour, but if you guys are in the Patreon, this design that's coming out today, I am so proud of. It's the summer camp slasher that I've been showing off a little bit. Oh my god. I think this piece is like, it's peak Toot and DH. It's... Today's the day! Yeah. This piece, it is peak Toot and DH collab hive mind vibes. It's got everything we love. And I think Bad Seeds, which is like the Halloween urban legends about people messing with candy one, I think that one is going to be equally as incredible. Toot says, I'm so excited to get to work on Bad Seeds too. Yes. Soon. That is your next one up after Monday, Tuesday. And then Toot had so we were throwing ideas back and forth about the next fairy tale we were gonna do. So we were thinking about Sleeping Beauty and the different animals that could be Sleeping Beauty. So I think we're going for a hibernating tortoise. Bad Seeds 2, Electric Seedaloo. What would the Bad Seeds 2 be? What else would a worm gang get up to? I'll have to think about what the Bad Seeds are going to get involved in next. Ow, thanks. Littering. just littering. That's it. All the candy wrappers. But yeah, so I think we're going with a hibernating tortoise, and I kind of want to keep working on that design because it was just, I was having a lot of fun with it. Because it works on so many levels, you know? Like, impersonation of a police officer. We need like 3 minor crimes and then one major crime. I think, or would it be 2 minor crimes and a major crime for the rule of 3s? Littering, jaywalking, murder. Yeah, that sounds about right. With the bad seeds. Although I feel like in the bad seeds design, it was kind of like it was 2 bad things and 1 good thing. So if you guys haven't seen this design, it's a gang of worms, and they're putting razor blades in apples, and swapping out candy cigarettes with weed, and then they're setting fire to the raisins. So I think that's like 2 good things and 2 bad things and a good thing. Setting fire to the raisins isn't a crime. Grand Theft Auto, but it's the Apple car from Richard's. I love that. I love that. Richard Scarry is a big design influence on our style, if you hadn't noticed. Like, especially when I do like worms and snakes. Those are very Richard Scarry. Muffin adores the worms. Yeah, they might have to make a repeat appearance. We have been thinking about doing something with the 2016 clown sightings. So maybe the worms are behind the clown sightings too. Toot is taking herself out. Not the clightings. Yes, Muffin, the clightings. The clightings of 2016. For real though, there aren't enough clown patterns out there. On it. I am on it. Although, hey Gardens, welcome in. Toot needs more clowns. Albin Studio just released back-to-back kitty clown patterns. They're very cute. But yes, I have been thinking that I need to design more lightly cursed clowns for Toot. Because, so we're working on these urban legend pieces, right? And oh no, what has Pow done? Please hold. Alright. She's just trying to climb her enclosure. It's fine. Pow, my arboreal queen. Hi, Gwen. It's fine. Pow's just trying to climb her hide. It's fine. Her hide that she doesn't use. This girl will never be satisfied. Never be satisfied. Muffin says the little clown candle that they bought yesterday made me think of you. Aw. That does spark joy. I do have the vintage Halloween clown raccoon pattern locked and loaded for later in the year. But so what I was saying was we're doing these urban legend patterns. And I don't even know if this one counts as an urban legend because it actually happened. And not in a friend of a friend told me this actually happened, like it was like there's news documentation that it happened. But the 2016 clown sightings is kind of what it sounds like. In 2016 in the US, there were just a rash of clown sightings. Not all of them were ominous. Not all of them were scary. Other than the fact that there's just a random ass clown in the woods. But for some reason, disconnected from each other, all across the country, there was a wave of clown sightings. So we really have to do a 2016 clown sighting urban legend piece because that is so on brand for us. Toot says Wikipedia tried to tell me that cow tipping is an urban legend. Cow tipping isn't an urban legend. It's just a thing. Toot is thinking clownfish in a kelp forest. That would be cute. Might have to stretch my artistic muscles to design some fish. Gwen says I did not like the clown thing because they were tied to stranger danger at schools. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Gwen. Or clown ball python. Yes. Clown ball pythons would be cute too. Thanks. Are you trying to talk to the people again? Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, sorry guys. Clown ball python's hiding in a ball pit. Oh, that would be so cute. I just got like a ball pit with some clown ball pythons in it, and then one ball python attached to a balloon, and he's just floating above the others. Just full on, we all float down here. a clown ball python balloon animal. It's just a balloon. And a newspaper in the background with a clown sighting headline. So, how about like a regular snake sitting on a park bench reading the clown sighting newspaper headline, and then there's just like a ball python floating by. The clown ball python balloon animal would just be a balloon with like a clown face sharpied onto it. See, I don't know if this is part of the creative process for other cross-stitch designers. Just coming up with wildly unhinged ideas and then dialing it into one partially hinged idea. You hinge your ideas? Yes, sometimes I do add a bit of hinge back into them. And yes, Springtrap literally does have a ball pit. Muffin says it's the partial hingedness that I admire. Aw, thank you so much. But yeah, like, you need a little bit of a hinge. Just enough hinge to tether it. Springtrap does use it occasionally. She's never on screen during stream anymore. She just likes to hide herself, but there's her ball pit down at the bottom there. I can't move the camera down anymore, but yeah, that's her ball pit down at the bottom of her enclosure. I will try. I'm hoping when she gets a little bit bigger, she'll get a little bit more confident and she'll spend more time like out and about and exploring her enclosure. We went to... Did I talk about this last time? I feel like I might have talked about this last stream, last Stitch With Me stream. But we went to Reptilia, which is our local reptile zoo and also where I get the food for the snakes. And they have rescued animals for adoption. Yeah, I think I did talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it again. They have rescued animals for adoption kind of scattered throughout the gift shop. Danger. And one of the animals available for adoption was a 7-year-old female lavender striped California king snake, which is exactly what Springtrap is, except Springy's like a 1.5 years old. So this was an almost adult, like probably adult length California king lavender striped, exactly what Springy's genetics are. 8 years old, yeah. So like an adult, big girl. She gonna be a big girl. She's gonna be bigger than both of the corns. She's definitely gonna be bigger than Penny. Oh, she's gonna be a big girl. I am so excited. So right now she's in a small enclosure because she's just a baby. And even though like snakes, oh, you just put the picture in the Discord, thank you so much. Even though, what was I gonna say? Even though snakes need a larger enclosure when they get older, it's often better to start them in a smaller enclosure because they feel more secure. If you're gonna put them in a large enclosure, you need to make sure that there's a lot of like ground cover in places for them to hide. But yeah, to just put the picture in the enclosure in the Discord server. It isn't great at showing the scale, but she gonna be big. There, yeah, I did it right. Okay, cool. So we've got her in the small enclosure now until she gets big enough for her adult enclosure, which is going to be twice the size of what she's in now. And then we will have a small enclosure available for a smaller species. Like Toot says, she has to stay small until Stormcloud hognoses get way cheaper. Yes, because that is a dream snake for us, is a Stormcloud hognose. They're hognose snakes. But they are like blue-gray. They are so pretty. But they're also so expensive right now because they're a new, not species, a new morph. Toot says, I genuinely did not believe what I was seeing with the king snake. Yeah. I'm spreading this needle. There we go. Okay, excellent. Let me see if I can. So, let me see. This is the picture that Toot took. So for reference, the back wall of this enclosure that you can see is 4 feet long. This snake is probably 6 to 7 feet long. No, I'd say like 5 to 6 feet long. And about like maybe this thick around, that thick around, is a big girl. And to find one who's the exact same morph as Springtrap, was so cool. I'm really excited. Kingnose is Kingnose. I've created a new species of snake. It is a kingnose now. A king snake is not like a species that I expected to keep. So I didn't really know that much about them before we started looking at adopting Springtrap. Or getting Springtrap from the reptile store. Because she's so pretty. And it was kind of like, I saw her at the reptile store, and I saw her at the reptile store, and I saw her at the reptile store, and she was so pretty, and she was so sweet, and I fell in love. And then we went and did our research on how to care for a king snake to make sure it was something that we would be able to do. Because, like I said, it's not a species that we've kept before. It's not a species that we are super familiar with. So I'm really I feel confident that we're able to care for her. And also I'm really excited to see her grow into big girl. I don't know if we have a name for the future. Stormcloud. It is far, far in the future. Right now, Stormcloud morphs are going for about $2,000 a snake, which is not in our budget. Because they are, like I said, a new morph. So we need to get like a few generations down the line. That is way far in the future. But we've got a few years because snakes don't age rapidly. Gwen says, I think the one my stepmom had was either normal or black ball python. It was like 13 the last time I saw it, and she was large. Yeah, female ball pythons get large. I believe most snake species, the females get bigger than the males. And in some species, it's like significantly bigger. If you've ever seen a breeding pair of hognoses, it's comical sometimes. Like Penny, Jenny, and Sandy, so our two corn snakes and our ball python, they're about their adult size. Like they'll keep growing as they get older, but they're not gonna get like much larger than they are right now. And they're all on the small side for their species because they're males, and we knew that going in. But they, oh god, they're so big compared to when we've had them all since they were like less than a year old, and they were all just little tiny noodles, little baby angel hair pastas. One says, I just saw a picture of a banana pastel and it looks like a Dippin' Dots ice cream. Yeah, some of the ball python morphs are wild. Ball pythons, I think, are one of the more heavily bred for morphs, and there are more morphs like available and that people work on. There's kind of a joke within the snake community that ball python morphs get a little bit unhinged. With like Pennywise, for example, our beautiful son Penny, he is a lesser pastel vanilla het clown. That's his morph. Unlike, say, Springtrap, who is a lavender striped. Like, they get, yeah. Toot says we're eventually going to get a pumpkin pied ball python and name him Chucky, but then Springtrap happened and we only have so much space for enclosures. Exactly. Because a full-grown ball python would need the same size enclosure as a full-grown king snake, so it's kind of like one or the other. But pumpkin pieds do look so cool. And also the name Pumpkin Pied is just excellent. Alright, we finished this little motif. Little rainbow, which is actually kind of perfect timing because the ads are going to start up in a second here, which means we are going to take a break. Fall back! B, hydrate, thank you, Gardens, for that. And C, pick a new project. So, yeah. Alright, yeah, so this is the side of the Quaker, which is why it cuts off and the rainbow doesn't finish. So this motif is finished now, which is fantastic. So let's run the poll again. Those were early scissors, how dare you? She's sleeping, she's fine. Oh, bitch. I don't know how to do... There is a way to do the same poll again, but I cannot remember what it is. So I'm just going to do it this way. All right, and then we are going to go for a break. BRB. Welcome back, welcome back. Yes, Pow got fed and got some scritches. Pow does enjoy shell scritches. She doesn't look like she enjoys shell scritches because she doesn't look like she enjoys anything, but she does, I promise you. So the poll is still up. If you want to vote for what project you would like to see me stitch on for the next hour, you can do that. So here is the Cozy Curse Quaker so far. It's looking so good. I love it. This is an 18 count Black Ada, so it's like extra It's extra small and crispy. I love it. Garden says, do you ever scritch her with a toothbrush? Yes, we do. She gets a toothbrush. Well, that's part of her bath time. And when we got a brush for her to like put in her enclosure for her to scritch herself on, but we need to find a way to attach it better. All right, and Wizard is the winner. Wiz winner. Gwen says this weekend is going to be interesting because you've really strained your eyes the last week and a half. You need to do a reset. Stream doesn't count because you don't have to stare. Yeah, you can just listen. Stream is a listen only. Alright, so let's see how close we can get to finishing off this sleeve. Gwen says the other things I want to do are stitch and read, which are also eye intensive, but at least less full of screens. Yes, especially depending on if you stitch from a paper pattern or not. That cross stitch could be very much less of screens. I'm sure this is helping with your eye strain. Let's get my thread going here. It's kind of cracking me up though because my other projects are on 18 count, 36 count, 32 count, and then there's this bad boy on 14 count, which just feels enormous, especially because I'm using a 24 needle, and it feels gigantic. I do. Muffin says Ed is being ever so careful with his biscuit making on my tummy because of me wires. Looking at the little box thing clipped on me like, you got games on there? Good job, Ed. You got games on your tummy? Thanks. There we go. Hal has figured out there's food here. Well, good job, Ed. He's got to do the biscuits, but he's got to do it carefully. Chomp, 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 chomp. We got Pow some frozen food. Like, fresh veg that was chopped up and frozen. So she's been having a much wider variety of food the last few days. She is very much enjoying her squash. She was not a fan of the Brussels sprouts. She would like me to know that heck you, and also bring her more banana. A glass of squash. She would love a glass of squash. Whether it be, you know, autumnal squash or drink squash. Holly has more banana? Okay. How's on her way? I said that. She looked up at the camera. Pow is a paid actor. Now, let's see if I can zoom in. There. Now you can actually see what I'm doing. What's cracking me up is there are so many purples and pinks in this piece that ghost on this fabric, but because of where they are, it doesn't super matter. Because he's almost full coverage in his body. Well, he is full coverage in his body, and then the outside is either lighter or it has backstitch around it. Holly made banana chips in the dehydrator, but that only used up 6 of them. You think you have 11 more bananas to use? I think Pao can tell you what to do with those bananas. Toot says I love banana chips. And Amy's more of a muffin and pancake person. I had a apple cinnamon muffin and a pumpkin muffin for breakfast this morning. So good. Banana nut muffins. Oh. With walnuts? You kidding? So good. And lots of cinnamon. Whenever I make like whenever I make anything that calls for cinnamon, I put in much more than is called for because it's so good. Toot says a banana peanut butter quesadilla. We don't have any bananas, unfortunately, or else I would make that for you for lunch. Amy's saying your body is telling you it's rest day. Your body might know something that you don't. Sometimes you need rest day. My brain and my body are telling me it is not rest day. It is clean shit day. Oh, pecans are good too. Pecans are so good. And Amy says the peanut butter confection's fried in butter. Yes. Yes. Fried in butter makes everything better. I should probably figure out what we're gonna do for food today. We've got leftovers. We have salad. We made a fridge salad. Toot had this idea of like just a running salad in the fridge for salad eating purposes. It has been a delicious idea. The only problem with the running salad is that it will eventually run out. Muffin is having a spirit is willing but the flesh is weak kind of day. Yeah, I get those too. I completely understand those. So you're just making some lists on your phone and window shopping craft stuff? Good. Low impact, but still feeding the crafty desires. I approve. Pow is eating her salad. Pow is bathing in her salad. Pow is telling all of you to heck off and let her eat her salad. Yep, you got Pow. So right now she's eating a mix of spinach, butternut squash, zucchini, and carrots. And there's a mix of frozen spinach and fresh spinach in there. I will heck off only for you, Pow. I know why you guys are really here. Pow back! It's the chomps for me. I know, she's so cute. I love watching her chomp. Hey, Lady K, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm gonna go after this one because it has actual caffeine in it, and I haven't been drinking this one. Me going like, man, why am I dragging so much? I haven't had a single sip of caffeine all day. I hope that I am not having a spirit is willing but the flesh is weak day, because I would like to get some stuff done. Also, this part of his arm is really easy because I'm down to one color and I'm just filling in. So everything that's... So this is the bottom of his sleeve here. And then there's like some yellow and orange that come down like this. But everything in here is the 553 that I'm filling it in with. So it's nice and easy. Easy stitch right now. Muffin says, I had a caffeinated beverage yesterday. I was like that kid eating the blue candy floss. It's rare for me, so I was so excited. Oh, my bad. The blue daddy's beard. Yeah. The Barba Papa. Don't look at me. I'm not the one who did that. Look at Moon. Blame Moon for French being the way it is. I was about to say Moon's not here for me to harass about cotton candy again. Although I have to say, like, because we have all packaging in Canada is French and English, no matter where you live. So we're also kind of used to the fact that it's called Barba Papa because we've seen it 1,000 times. It's one of the things that just kind of like stop clicking that means daddy's beard. Oh, Costco has lemonade cotton candy that was quite tasty. That sounds delicious. Welcome back, girls. And Toot needs to get cotton candy in October. For October to make ghosty potion bombs. Which are so cute. Toot showed. But. Toot showed me a TikTok of ghosty potion bombs. Which were just like these little ghosts made out of cotton candy, with some like edible glitter and stuff in them. And you drop them in like Sprite or club soda or something, and it makes this like fizzy, cool drink out of the disappearing cotton candy. It was very cute. He says words hard. Words are hard. Apparently Toot's name is hard. Muffin goes, ooh. That's the ghost disappearing into the glass of Sprite. Ooh. They were very cute. I would like to make some of those. To put citric acid. Yes, we have straight citric acid. You can make yours sour. It's okay, I do Surdic all the time. Brain, please. Brent says no. Oh, I forgot to change the project that we're working on. Where is project? Toot says my brain is busy at an anime con. Yeah, unfortunately Toot's brain is otherwise occupied right now. Alright, I think I have updated that successfully. Yeah. I went and updated all of my project information in my bot this morning because I didn't have all of my projects in there. She just spotted the thoughts, no thoughts vendor. Amazing. I'll have to go catch up on the group chat. Lady Kid says, I kind of remember that being a trend for a bit with bubbly booze and cotton candy. Yeah, makes sense. It looks like something that would be very TikTokable. TikTok. Yeah, TikTokable. That's what I meant to say. It would work well on TikTok. It's been sending me many TikToks on many different subjects, but one is one that she keeps sending me is there's a guy who's playing a dulcimer. I think it's a dulcimer, but he's doing like Sandstorm and AC/DC songs on the dulcimer, and they are all bangers. It's a dulcimer or a harpsichord. I can't remember which one. Yes, Moon is at an anime convention. Hammered dulcimer. Yes. It's so cool. The TikToks that I encounter are such a weird mix of like uplifting positivity and utter unhinged bullshit. Because I'll get like I'll get like a dulcimer TikTok of someone playing Mr. Brightside, and then I'll get, you know, what's new at Spirit Halloween, and then I'll get a drag queen dressed as a clown, and then it'll be one of those like, I will find you in every lifetime, this is a threat. And it's like, ah. Welcome to Toot Talk. If it is pony piano, that is harpsichord. Yes, right. I was like, I feel like harpsichord is closer to a piano. He's very talented. When I was in college, my bestie in college played the harp. Like the full ass like stand-up harp. Okay, but Clownvis is my new obsession. I know Clownvis is your newest obsession. And also, I was thinking specifically of, what's her name? The one with the yarn hair. Who has the squishmallow of herself. Can't remember. Lady K says, if you are confused on how Crank make music, that is a hurdy-gurdy. Sweet Pickles, thank you. Sweet Pickles is a drag queen clown. Who's very cute. Hurdy-gurdies are the most hilarious, both named and looking and sounding instruments. Yeah, definitely need some more clown cross-stitch patterns for Toot. Although I came across, there's one creator on Etsy, cross-stitch by Mary, I want to say, who does some really good, like, creepy clowns, creepy possessed dolls type stuff. I was thinking of starting one of those for our anniversary piece, but I don't know. The last couple years, we've both done a cross-stitch piece on our anniversary, or started a cross-stitch piece on our anniversary. So, I know Toot's thinking of doing one this year. I'm thinking of doing one this year, but I'm not sure exactly what to do. That is the 22nd of August, by the way. Will be our 17th wedding anniversary. And that is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Okay, no, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after is the 22nd. However, I am not going to be streaming that day. Because it is, because that's the weekend of Marketplace, and I don't know how involved I need to be on the days of, but I don't want to, I don't want to, like, overschedule myself just in case. Just in cases. So, yeah. So I'm spending our anniversary weekend working, basically. But hopefully, by the end of it, we will have money. We like money for doing things, like eating and buying cat toys. Spirit Halloween money, yeah, exactly. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Exactly, Muffin. I like both goods and services. If you as well like goods and services, perhaps you should check out the Discord for a list of where you can purchase our patterns, which is both a good and a service. That was the most awkward ad read ever.
Is such a thing even possible?
Thank you for the wisdom of Cryon. Let me finish these little stitches here because we are almost finished with 553. And now a word from our sponsor. Oh no, are we sponsored by the Angel Cryon? That would make a lot of sense if we were. I have 4 half crosses, and then I'm gonna finish off this thread, and then we will see what the Angel Cryon has to tell us today. Alright. So if you guys are not familiar, apparently we're sponsored by Cryon now. But the Angel Cryon spoke to the people of Earth in the 90s through a person called Lee Carroll. And Lee Carroll wrote down the wisdom that they received in several books and an oracle card deck. So on Saturdays we consult the oracle card deck to see what words of wisdom the Angel Cryon has for us today. You know, it's just a rumor you heard. And this is my standard disclaimer. This is not a dig at people who use oracle cards. I use oracle cards and tarot cards in my own personal practice. These are just wildly unhinged. Most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes he actually has something worthwhile for us to know, but most of the time it's wildly unhinged. Tidy this up. We're not going to be using the 553. One more shuffle. Please hold it for a moment so you can screenshot it for Commander. Okay, will do. Alright, one more shuffle, and then we will see what the deck has in store for us. So we're gonna do 1 cut, 2 cut. Oh good, it's a baby. Love is power. Ask and pray for discernment and peace. Claim this power that you are so familiar with. It will bring you through. Love is the promise of the universe. I feel like we've gotten this one before. I feel like it was equally unhinged. Love is power. Ask and pray for discernment and peace. Claim this power that you are so familiar with. It will bring you through. Love is the promise of the universe. Right, be a magical girl. Muffin would like me to stop. Yeah, so love is promised to us by the universe, but it's also power that can be claimed. A little bit of love for early. A little bit of love for early girly. Yeah. Yup, this is the Earl's tale. The early tale. This is the early butt. Hydrate, chat. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Minecraft drinking noises. Okay, what am I doing? I am picking off the stitches that we just accomplished. And then we're going down here. So yeah, so there's 2 colors of gold here that we need to finish off. And then his sleeve will be complete, and we are actually going to move the hoop. So I think we're going to be able to move the hoop before the end of the hour, which is amazing. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry. Just fixing something. Okay, so let's see what color I need. Would be 922. I think I was talking a little bit about this pattern last week because I was working on it last week as well. Because I've made myself a goal. So I started him on my birthday this year, and I would kind of like to have him done by my birthday of next year. Which means I have to do about 1,800 stitches a month. So I'm kind of setting that as like a micro goal for myself, is 1,800 stitches a month on the wizard. So that's going to help me like actually work on him more, and also give me like more of a manageable goal than just I have to do 15,000 stitches before he's done. It's like, no, I have to do like 1,000 stitches and I'll be at my goal for this month. So that's why I was working on him last Saturday. But I was saying that the colors in this are so unhinged. And yes, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just turning off the noise of Pico meowing. Because that's the sound that goes off when the coworker appreciation alert, it's Pico. So we're just gonna turn that off for Gigi for a little bit. I will replace it. But the colors in this piece are wild, man. Like, I would not, and I think part of that, I mean, most of it, is the era in which it was designed. Because this pattern was originally released in 1996. So this was really before most computer charting software. This was before, like, this was probably charted by hand and then typed up. Yeah, Kali, that's what we're thinking. We might replace it with the Glen noises. Assorted Glen noises. But it was, this pattern would have also been charted like without I don't know, without kind of the influence of having an alphabetical list of colors, I think. So the colors that they use are not what I would put together for like shades of each other. Like, I would not use 922 as a shade of gold, for example. And that's what I'm stitching with right now as a shade of gold. And it works really well. The color choice on this, like, I would not make most of these color choices for the parts of the pattern. Like, I would not be using this like light mocha brown as the accent color. Like, you can see up here, this color is used as shading for this lighter gold, and it works so well, but I would never think to use those two colors together like that. And then I noticed on last Saturday's stream, because you look over here, this section here, that looks like 34. Like 34 or 35, maybe 33. But it's a blend of colors because 34 didn't exist when this pattern was designed. But that's the color they needed, so that's the color that they made out of two different colors. Sorry. I got excited about colors for a second. Yes, Kali, we're assorted Glen noises. He is chatty. Kali says the chattiness and the kink tail end was how we knew my childhood kitty was part Siamese. Aww. That's precious. Hi Mouse, welcome in. Yes, on Gigi's, like, not birth certificate, but you know how you get like the health record for them? It says that he's domestic short hair and part Siamese, and I believe it. Because he's so chatty and because he's got like the whippy tail. Like, he doesn't have a kinked tail, but he definitely has an expressive tail. She says almost like you're an awesome designer and you notice these color things. Egg to you. But yeah, I find this so cool. I find the use of color in this piece so interesting. And I think that's why I'm enjoying it so much. I mean, also just the overall aesthetic, it's very that kind of trippy era of The Last Unicorn, Quest for Camelot. That, like, even to a certain extent, Sword in the Stone. That very specific genre of wizard with the big robes, and I can see the animation cycle in my mind of going down and back up, and I don't know if that made any kind of sense. But That is what I associate with this wonderfully 90s wizard, and then just exploring the color choices in it has been so cool. It's been such an unexpected side quest that I've really enjoyed. And Toot said I had a picture pop up on Facebook the other day that reminded me that Gigi was once Glenn's size. I forget he's such a big boy now. Yeah, the kitten pictures of Gigi break my heart because he was so small. And he's such a big Tom now. Mouse is officially done with their Buy Pride D12 faces. Let's go. That is awesome. I've been watching your progress on that. That's a lot of stitching. Ah! I keep getting my hand stuck in my needle. Go. That's gonna look so cool when it's done, though. So I'm making an executive decision. We're going to finish his sleeve and then we're going to do the vote. Because I don't know if we're going to finish his sleeve in the next 15 minutes. But I want to finish his sleeve before I change to the next project, I think. It's so funny that you guys picked Curse Quaker for the first thing I stitched on today, because I actually almost didn't include that in the list of whips because I was like, I don't know if I really want to stitch on it today. And I was like, well, I'm including everything else, so I might as well. And of course, that's the one that you guys went for. But I'm glad I got to pull it out. Because sometimes stuff just needs a little bit of love. And then you remember like why you fell in love with it in the first place and why you were enjoying stitching on it. Mouse has plans to make D10s, D4s, D6, D8, and a D20 as well. That's so cool. I love 3D stitching. I haven't done very much of it myself. The closest I've gotten has been like a little fob. Yeah, I love 3D stitching. It's so cool. There's a designer called Living on the Rainbow who does a ton of 3D stitches that look very, very cool. They did a teapot, like an Alice in Wonderland teapot. Very neat. And then of course you've got the Teresa Kogut. No, not Teresa Kogut. Stacey Nash? Stacey Nash. Animal crackers. Which are really just little pillows. They're not really like dolls, but they're so cute. I would love to do one of those someday. The frog one I love. And the two elephants are so cute as well. Toot is stitching as fast as they can. They can finish this off and start your silver shamrock shorts. Yes. Muffin says, I love Living on the Rainbow and their little Halloween and Christmas mittens. Yeah, they have some really good stuff. Mouse has made themselves a needle minder and a few fridge magnets. I did that with some of our micro cryptids. We've got a couple of fridge magnets of those. There's just so much cool stuff to stitch. What are you guys working on at the moment, by the way? I know Toot just said that they're working on their Hannibal moth. But what are you guys stitching on? Mouse is working on their D10, D12? D12. I've already forgotten things. I'm working on my ridiculous 90s wizard. Using this ridiculous 24 needle. That feels enormous. And this fabric is really soft too. So I feel like every time I pull a stitch tight, like not tight, but like I pull a stitch into tension, I'm just making giant holes in the fabric. But then it always relaxes back to where it should be, so I feel less worried, but still. Gwen said, I started to get ready to update my Stitch Tracker journal stuff, and then ended up cleaning my whole desk instead. So yay! I mean, yay, clean desk, we love it. And yay, Stitch journal, tracking stuff. So, you got, yeah, that was totally the plan all along. And Toot is working on getting the Silver Shamrock song out of your head. Which song? You mean the Happy Happy Halloween, 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 Happy Happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Muffin ordered the floss you were missing for Apothecary, and of course it can't travel alone. Of course not. You got an Ada Lucky Dip. Oh, danger. Ada blind bags would be the most danger for myself. Like, I love a good... I love a good lucky bag, and then it was something, like, really cool that could possibly result in fabric like this. All in. It toots out. That's okay, Gwen. You'll get there. £12 for 6 pieces? That's a really good price. Like, even if that's just ornament cuts, that's a really good price. Was it you who was talking about Kate Blanford the other day? I know Moon was talking to somebody about Kate Blanford, who is a UK creator who does needle minders. Just randomly, she popped up in my designer group. Yeah, like the day after we had that conversation talking about needle minders, I was like, oh, right, I do know you. Yes. Yeah, their needle minders stuff is really cool. So apparently they get all of their needle minders like laser cut and engraved in-house. They don't and then she just uses an external supplier for the magnets, which is very, very cool. And also, we don't need to get a laser engraver just because it would make really cool needle minders. We don't need to do that. Yeah, because you guys were talking about it, and I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And then she popped up in the designer group, and it's like, oh, right, because we speak occasionally. That's why I knew her name. You think she's quite local to you? That's cool. I always love when I find creators and designers who are like local to me. And I mean, just I love finding Canadian designers. Even though the country of Canada is gigantic and they may not be super local to me. I still like supporting Canadian designers. Or Brizzle, as the locals call it. Makes sense. 2 of the library branches near me have makers corners where you can use their laser cutter or other crafty tools. The library near us, I believe they have, I know that they have a 3D printer. They might have a laser cutter as well. I keep meaning to look into it. And Muffin says, same, I also found that a lot of hand dyers in the UK are based in Wales. Oh, that's cool. I used to know, I used to follow a Welsh knitting creator who knew a great many things, who talked a lot about local yarns and things like that. He was based in Wales. I don't know if I said that part. I'm going to say something back before Brizzle. Right. So that reminds me. You guys are probably familiar with the British television show QI. We've watched it for ages and ages and ages. But there's one episode that always stuck with me, one bit, because, and it was from one of the earliest seasons, and they were talking about the question was, what was the last place in England to convert to Christianity? And the American guest was like, oh, I don't know, someone like somewhere like Satan is my master on Twee. And then one of the other guys goes, yeah, except it's pronounced Sittensta. And that cracks me up because it is such an accurate for both British and Canadian place names. Satan is my master on Twee would be pronounced Sittenster in practice. It always cracks me up because Nova Scotia has a lot of those places where the place name is Mi'kmaq, which is the First Nations that inhabit most of Nova Scotia. It's either Mi'kmaq or French, like Acadian, that has just become wildly like anglicized, but not even anglicized, just butchered into English, the way that they pronounce things. Like there's one place and it's called I'm gonna type it in chat. I've done this before. I remember doing this before. But this is the name of the place. So if you are familiar with French, you would probably have a guess as to how that would be pronounced. It's pronounced Haverbushy. I don't know why we're doing these things. Like there are so many places like that. Like there was one place that we went to in the summers called Musquodoboit. I dare you to spell Musquodoboit off the top of your head. Alright. So the ad is coming up. We are going to go for a quick breaky break. I've only got maybe like 10 stitches left on his sleeve. So I'm going to finish those off, and then when we come back from break, we will pick another project to work on. So go grab a drink, grab a stretch, do what you got to do. We will be back in 3 minutes. BRB! That was a really fast break. I probably should have like actually stitched during it instead of just catching up on my Discord, because I didn't actually finish his sleeve. But welcome back from break. I hope you guys have rehydrated, stocked up on snacks, unshrimped, always unshrimp. But we are very, very close to finishing this sleeve. And then we'll take a look at what he looks like outside of his hoop. It's not much more than you can see right now. Do I have more coffee? I have more coffee. Yes. Toot says Gigi just climbed into his totally legit business, the surf shop, through the tiny window instead of the door. He was trying to prove to you that he was still a tiny little kitten. That he is still your tiny little boy that you loved. But if you need a tropical drink, he's got you. Yes, thank you for serving up the tropical drinks at the Surf Shack, Gigi. Yes, you still love him. We both still love him. He is a good boy. He is a very good boy. Alright, sleeve is finished. Oh. Zoom this out. Alright, I'm going to weave in this end. And then I'm going to get the next hole going. Words are hard. So we're gonna go for about another hour. So you guys can pick which project you'd like to see me stitch on next. As soon as I get this out of here. Muffin says creased at the image of the little business boy climbing through the window. Image, not imagine. You didn't imagine. Brief bean break. Would you guys like some beans? Beans. They're multicolored beans. Alright. New poll is up. Muffin with the exclamation point beans. Beans. Rainbow beans. Yeah, we're looking at your beans, baby girl. Well, you're sleeping, no less. She is sleeping hard. That is the I am hunting birds outside the window. Tail twitch. Aww. Chi-Chi and his totally legitimate business. Yes. There's Gigi. Totally legitimate. He's got drinks for you. This surf shop is so cute. It comes with like more drinks so you can swap them out. It's so cute. No, he went through an even smaller window around the side. I don't know how he fit through the smaller window, but cats are liquid, so I'm assuming that's how he did it. If you're not in the Discord, for reference, the window he went in is about 2/3 of the size of the window he's currently looking out of at the moment. He is a heckin' dork. Alright. So I disturbed early, unfortunately. But that means that she can be a model for us. So here is the boy. So, like, I feel like I've stitched so much on him and I'm still only 25% of the way through. Breaking into his own store to prove he can? Yeah. Because, like, so he's got a cloak over this way and then his other arm. But then there's a ton down here, like, so basically from here down, it becomes full coverage. Like, so the bottom half is, there's like a big rock and stuff like that, so this is all like almost full coverage. And I really hope that I don't run out of fabric, because as you can see, I don't have a ton of fabric. Like, he's almost at the top, so even if I wanted to do like the whole full moon behind him, I wouldn't have enough room. He's gonna be close to this edge. So we're gonna see. I don't know, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about how much space I have down here. So honestly, this might be the next thing. I might work down to the bottom and then make adjustments as needed. Because I'm looking at that and then I'm comparing it to what I have left to stitch and I'm like, oh, I don't think there's gonna be enough room. But he needed to be on this fabric. So we'll make it work. Even if I just crop it a little bit, it's fine. We'll make it work. But I think that's going to be the next adventure, is figuring out exactly how much room I have. And I might just do a running thread for that. I might not work down. So we'll see. That might be this afternoon's adventure. Okay, Moon Witch was the next one that came up. Oh, and Mouse with the tarot reading, thank you so much for redeeming that. And Blue Opal, thank you for coming in. A tarot reading the day before your birthday? Alright, we're gonna do a birthday reading for Mouse. I almost said Opal. Fuck. Ooh. Please hold. Everything's fine. Some of my floss may have fallen into the litter box. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Binks just did a really cool kickflip. I don't even know how she did that, but she somehow managed to stand on my... She, like, stood on a corner of this and, like, just hit it hard enough, like, it was like a pog, and she hit it with the slammer of her foot, and this went, like, flying through the air and dumped next to the litter box. No, there was no litter to floss contact. It was just all next to the litter box, which is some kind of a miracle. Alright, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that I got it cleaned up. Alright. She did dump the entire box, so I'm gonna have to go through and reorganize that. But first, let's do a tarot reading for our lovely mouse. I also washed my hands, just letting you guys know. This is my Line Strider deck. It's my favorite deck. I love it. Also, I'm sorry I did a swore. Alright, so let's think about Mouse a little bit. Let's manifest some good birthday messages. Muffin clutched their pearls, but it's okay. I realized I did a swore and then went silent. I'm like, alright, I'll just come back and be like, okay, everything's okay. And she's just, Oh, these cards feel so nice to shuffle after the Wisdom of Cryon cards, because the Cryon cards are just slightly too big and slightly too stiff. But these ones shuffle just so nicely. I mean, I have worked with them a lot more. Let's do... Toot says y'all almost got a Toot cameo. I am so sorry. I thought I might have summoned the Toot if I hadn't just explained. Alright. Birthday reading for Mouse. We're gonna do 1 cut. 2 cut. Ba-dong! The 3 of Wands. Interesting. So I was actually just thinking about the 3 of Cups the other day. 3 of Cups would have been a hilarious pull for this one because it's like literally a party. But 3 of Wands is a great pull. So 3s generally have to do with companionship. With like a group of people with a support system. So let me just grab the... Make sure I'm not just talking out my butt. Yeah. So it's really funny because I've talked before about how the minor arcana are it's a story, right? You start at the ace and then you move through the story to the 10. And the 3 is usually like we're getting ready for the party, and then 4 is the party. So the fact that you pulled the 3 the day before your birthday is really cracking me up. Because with the 3 of Wands, it's about working together with other people, bringing multiple voices together to build something. But it's anticipatory. So you're not there yet. You're not at the big celebration, but you're working on getting there. So you can see in this card, even what they've done is they've used a stag and a doe. And so it's that kind of, the stag is looking out for the rest of the herd, where the doe is making the preparations for winter, that kind of thing, like that kind of collaborative effort. Wands is also like the fiery suit. So it's a card of action. It's a card of hold on. I got Binks. Yeah. It's a card of action. So I think this card is just talking about, like, you've got a bunch of building anticipation and you're in kind of a flurry of busyness, but don't forget to work together with other people, because that's the way that you're going to have the best celebration. You're going to have the best outcome is if you work as a team with someone else, or with a few other people, like not necessarily a huge amount of people, but you know, a small team. You got this. So busily prepare, but work with other people, and collaboratively you guys can get you can make it to the big party, if that makes sense. Says, this is very amusing, as I am planning to start streaming again in September, and you have a bunch of friends that are helping you get ready. See? Sometimes it feels like it knows something that's going to happen. Sometimes it feels like it knows something that's already happening. And I just feel like a lot of the time it's something that's already on your mind. So this is just kind of telling your brain to dial in on it, to focus in on it, on that collaborativeness aspect of starting to stream again. Which I think is good, that you're reaching out to friends, and because there's sometimes too much of a spirit of competition in the streaming space, I feel. But I don't know, I think there's room for all of us. Like, we're not taking away from each other by supporting each other, if that makes sense, from your friends, and asking for, you know, I know you've got experience doing this thing, I know you've got experience doing this thing, and building something together is the way to go. Right. So we are working on Moon Witch. Finally. You're very welcome, Mouse. Thank you, Muffin. I love this pattern too. And the Grime Guard is so pretty. I love my little witchy Grime Guard. Let's see if I can... Oh, right, I moved the camera. That's why it's not in frame anymore. I was like, why can I not get this on camera? I moved the camera so you guys could see early. Right. So let's just update everything. So this is Celestial Witch by Stitch Sprout. But I'm doing it as in like an all blue conversion. So you can see the original down in the little pattern preview. It's grayscale. But my version is all blue scale. I did keep the 2 golds the same because I really like the way that those look with the blue. Come on. My needle just unthreaded itself. Thank you, Muffin. Muffin says this color conversion is just chef's kiss. I had a lot of fun doing this one. Because it's... Not only did I start it for Moon's birthday salad, this is a present for Moon as well. And if you know anything about Moon, you know that her favorite color is blue. So an all blue conversion just made sense. This pattern is an interesting mix of like color block, coloring book type stitching, and then more focused stitching. Because the hair feels like it should be more color blocks, but there's a lot of like tendrils, overlapping tendrils, and then there's the little gold sparklies. And the gold sparklies are what is throwing me off the most because you have to leave space for them. They do. Oh, that's completely wrong. Thanks. Thanks. So I think my stitching plan is I want to get more of this side of the witch filled out, and then I should be close enough that I can do the rest of the gold stitches. There are 90 stitches of gold left, and they're kind of like scattered all over the hair. But I'd really like to get those done so that I don't have to like worry about leaving space for them. They're just done. And then I can outline blocks of hair. Like I've done that over here. So this entire little block of hair is this 518 color. And this entire block of hair is a color. Can't remember which color, but it's a color. But then in other places you can see where there's 1 or 2 stitches. Like here, if I can zoom. Like here, there's obviously the 4 stitches left out for the gold. So a ton of counting up for myself, but I think counting ahead of time is going to make it worth the counting in the long run. That makes sense? Not having to count later is worth counting now. I'm not quite playing Floss Chicken, because obviously there's a lot more stitches of this left to go. But I always find myself playing Floss Chicken anyways. Like, how far can I make this piece of floss go? And it's like, this is not a necessary exercise. Alright, that's as far as we're gonna make this piece of floss go. That's it. That's as far as you're going. Stop. My back is shockingly neat on this one too. Like, look at that. That's looking pretty good. Pretty pleased with that. Alright. Do I do it? Do I start the unhinged counting? I think we start the unhinged counting. Since I have to start a new thread anyways, let's see if I can find it in this box. I'm really hoping more floss didn't roll under the desk. I'm looking for 676. Not it. Oh dear. Crew. Well then. Okay. So, changing plans, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort out my box. Because I don't know what I have and what I have lost. Awesome. Thank you for the bobbinate there. I'm gonna take that as organizing my bobbin box. I also didn't realize that was there. Second. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the bobbinate. Alright, so. This is chaos. And we're sorting this out because I'm feeling shaky about it not being sorted out and trying to stitch from it anyways. So it looks like so this is extra floss that I keep here for lacing things. So that's fine. That lives there. These are some Star Wars minifigs that I don't know why they're here. It looks like most of my kit for Enchanter stayed where it is. What's the carrot? Shink shink. Realize I was zoomed in. Sha 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 sha. Also, it's clearly labeled as carrot. Nine, 2. Still staying there. No, this is here. Oh, this is 900. $311 is part of the moon kit. gonna be riveting TV. TV? Stream? Whatever I'm doing right now. This is gonna be riveting. Alright. 518, 311 are Moon. 988 is Seedroom Sisters. I'm just doing the easy wins right here. Then we'll reorganize. 552, right here. 552. I have 2 of you. What else are you in? Okay. So 1 goes here. Oh, I think it goes here. Okay, cool. 553 also goes here. Here's another one. Goes there. No, actually, I'm not sure, so. 517, that's Moon Witch. 169. That. Luckily, the neons are easy enough to pick out. I wonder which ones could be for the Cursed Quaker. Oh, thank you, Muffin. That is true. I am on your big telly. I only have duplicate skeins in Wizard Boy. That's it. 469. I don't know where you're from. 702. I don't know where you're from. Walk. That is Whimsical Quaker. Oh, this is also Whimsical Quaker. 524. I think that's over here. Exactly. 5. 3. That was in response to 469. Yes, I understood. I have 469 and 169. You realize that came out rough. No, the only appropriate response to 469 is, in fact, damn bitch fine. Okay. Oh, here. Alright, we continue on. 3853. Don't know what you are. 519. That is Moon Witch, I think. This is 413. Not unwounded. Muffin says nice. That goes in there. 550, I believe, goes in here. This does need to be abominated. This is just a random bit of thread that can go in the ort jar. Okay. 3733, I think that's Whimsical Quaker. 451. That's not even the same color. Okay. Goes there. So 3 goes there. Ecru goes over here. 747, I think, goes over here. 522 and 987. 3766. That goes in here. 311 goes in here. We got 746, which belongs to this. So I've got 3 skeins that I don't know where they go. And then I'm still missing the 676. At least. Okay. So, perhaps that will get done at a later date. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place right now. That table flip that Binks did really did a number on me. So let's bobbinate this red ribbon and then figure out where these 3 glosses belong. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. They must go here. In which case I will put them here. Okay. As with this. Okay, cool. Alright, so this is one of my skeins of Fancy Floss. It is Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red. And I'm actually using it in the Whimsical Quaker. So the Whimsical Quaker is from Primrose Cottage. And it actually calls for a mix of Fancy Floss and DMC. And when that happens, I pretty much always assume I don't have the Fancy Floss, because I don't have a lot of Fancy Floss. I happen to have this one. Just randomly. So I'm like, I might as well use it since I have it. And unfortunately, it is pre-cut lengths, but we roll with it. We roll with it. I just follow Moon's advice and make sure that the end of each strand is covering the beginning of the next one, because Moon also pre-cuts her floss. And unfortunately, it's pre-cut to a length that I wouldn't normally use. It's a little bit short. Even not... I mean, it would be super short if I was doing loop method with it. Which I'm not, because it's a Fancy Floss. Like, you can see that there's just a very slight variegation in it. Very slight. But even just pulling 2 strands, it's a little bit shorter than I would have cut it myself. Like that's the strand we already started with. So we're gonna do and tuck it there. And because I've already abandoned my premise of chat picks what I'm going to stitch on, I'm actually going to futz with Wizard a little bit instead of working on Moon Witch. I'm sorry, guys. And thank you so much for the appreciation there, Lady K. Alright, so... Alright, floss is back. I will have to have a look for that missing floss color, which is entirely possible that I just left it at my other stitchy spot as well. Or it could have fallen under my desk. Two things could be true. Well, only one thing could be true. I'll have to get under there and find out. So yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna wrap it up here. Sorry for the weird end of stream. Lady K says DH is tyrant. How dare you control your own stream? I know. Hi Beams. Hi. A little bit of love for early. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Chaos Stream is glorious. I'm so glad you think Chaos Stream is glorious. So thank you so much for joining me. It's early time. It's early time. It's early time. Hey Sandy, welcome in. Sorry, we are actually going to wrap up here. Stream went kind of off the rails, but that's okay. So, next weekend, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to be here. Moon's going to be here. We're both going to be live. Let me just do a quick shout out for Moon here. We are going to be raising money for the Cat Cafe. So definitely show up to that stream if you want to hang out and have some fun stitchy time. And then we are going to be rolling right into a extra long stream from Toot. So if you need some extra plate up time, is it? No. Toot will be doing an extra long plate up stream next Saturday. We're going to start at 1 p.m. and she's just going to go until the restaurant dies, which we don't know how long that could be. It's going to be great. Otherwise, Toot will be back tomorrow morning with Ghost Church, and I will be back on Monday with some co-working. As always, you can check the Discord for any updates, anything like that. Check out Toe Beans. It's pinned, but I'm doing it again. And if you are Patreon subscribers, the Patreon exclusive went out today about 2 hours ago. So go ahead and check that out. It is the incredible Summer Camp Slasher. I am so proud of this one. I think we really cooked with it. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. So yeah, go check that out. Let us know what you think. And let us find someone to raid on out to. But thank you guys so much for joining me, for having a good stitchy morning with me. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I'm going to put the raid messages in chat. If you're subbed, grab the first one. If you're not subbed, grab the second one. And let's see who we go talk to. All right, we're gonna go head on over support our friend QSnap SideQuest. They are doing a charity stream, so yeah, let's go hang out with them a little bit. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the Discord server. I will see you in the coffee shop. I will see you in the cat cafe. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.